ये भी गलती थी कि जब 2500 लोगों को निकाल रही थी कंपनी, तो लायनल मेसी को आपने जो ब्रांड एम्बेसडर अपना बताया। बायजूस को जिस तरीके से ग्रो करना था, एक मीटियोरिक राइज की फेमा वायलेशन को लेकर के तमाम आरोप लगे। बायजूस का 1.2 बिलियन का लोन जो कि आपके लिए एक सिरदर्द बन गया। लेंडर्स हैव अक्यूज्ड बायजूस ऑफ डिफॉल्टिंग ऑन पेमेंट्स। ये मामला न्यूयॉर्क के सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी गया कि आपने छुपाया 500 मिलियन डॉलर का, जो कि करीब 4134 करोड़ रुपए होता है।
But I think the speed at which we wanted to go was too much for the base which was there.
नमस्कार, द रेड माइक में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं संकेतुपाध्याय। हम जो मुद्दे हैं, लोगों की जरूरत के मुद्दे हैं, जो न्यूज है, उसके अलावा कुछ लोगों से भी बात करते हैं और जानने की कोशिश करते हैं कि देश दुनिया में वो क्या कर रहे हैं। एक ही तरीके से तो खबरें होती नहीं है, अलग अलग चीजें होती रहती। आपको कोविड का दौर याद होगा, जिस समय स्कूल बंद हो गए थे, सब कुछ बंद हो गए थे, कॉलेज बंद हो गए थे। फिर एक दौर शुरू हुआ ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन का, और उसमें तमाम ऐसी कंपनीज थी जो फली फूली बड़ी हुई, और खास तौर से जिन्होंने तकनीक का इस्तेमाल किया। उन्हीं में से एक थी बायजूस। बाद में बायजूस को लेकर के खासा विवाद भी हुआ, और 5 या 6 बड़ी दिक्कतों में भी ये कंपनी फंसी है। ये कंपनी और इस कंपनी के लोग अब अपने भाग्य और ऑनलाइन शिक्षा को लेकर के देश के भाग्य के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, और कैसे निकलेंगे इस फसाद से जिसमें ये फंसे हुए हैं। ये सब तो उस तमाम सवाल हैं जो कि लोगों के मन में है। बायजूस को लेकर के आपने तमाम ऑनलाइन वीडियोस भी देखे होंगे, जिसमें ये कहा जाता है द राइज एंड फॉल। इज दिस नेसेसरीली द फॉल, या एक कंपनी के, या फिर एक किसी भी चीज को अगर आप देख लें, क्रेस्ट एंड ट्रफ्स में मूव करती है, उतार और चढ़ाव होते हैं। तो क्या ये वो उतार है जिसके बाद एक बार फिर से हो सकता है ये कंपनी चढ़ाव देख सके? इस कंपनी के सीईओ अर्जुन मोहन अब हमारे साथ हैं। अर्जुन जी, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत द रेड माइक में हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। आपने एक पुस्तक भी लिखी है, एजुकेटिंग अ बिलियन। हमने उसके कुछ अंश भी पढ़े देखे, जिसमें आप इन सारी चीजों के बारे में बात भी करते हैं। अर्जुन जी, सबसे पहले मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहता हूं कि अगर आप दर्शकों को ये बता सकें कि आपकी एजुकेशन और एड टेक की जर्नी कैसी रही है, क्या रही है, फॉर ऑल दोज हु परहैप्स मे बी अनअवेयर।
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sanket, first of all, for having me here and talk about the book and BYJUs. मैं हिंदी और इंग्लिश में पीस करके बात करने वाला हूँ।
बिल्कुल
मोर
बिल्कुल,
कंफर्टेबल ऑफ कोर्स इन इंग्लिश, बट
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
या एब्सोल्युटली। तो जर्नी स्टार्टेड विद मी मीटिंग बैजू रविंद्रन। तो मैं उनका छात्र होता था। वो कैट के क्लास पढ़ाते थे एंड आई वाज वन ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, and he always had this knack to ask some of his students that would you want to be part of this big education journey. उस टाइम पे तो edtech नहीं था, education ही था। तो I was someone who was interested in teaching, so I joined him as a teacher, part time gig, और weekend में करते थे, और हम कैट पढ़ाते थे, कॉन्ट पढ़ाते थे, DI पढ़ाते थे। जर्नी ऐसे ही शुरू हुआ था। What we observed over a period of time is that our classes used to be very popular. So 1000 बच्चे, 2000 बच्चे, 3000 बच्चे, इतने सारे बच्चे आते थे, और सब बैठ के पढ़ते थे और कोई डाउट भी नहीं पूछता था। तो क्वेश्चन वाज, इफ द टीचर इज गुड, the teacher is experienced, the teacher is trained, and teacher knows where doubts can come and can solve it before even the doubt comes. Do you need can a teacher teach millions of students? तो हमने सोचा कि फिर टीचर वहां खड़े होने की क्या जरूरत है, टीचर का एक वीडियो बना दो, ये सब करके। So that's how the journey from education to initially video based learning started, which then became edtech. So that was the beginning of it. और जैसे आपने बोला था कि कोविड के टाइम में ये डिफॉल्ट ऑप्शन हो गया, एंड दैट्स वेयर द बिग ग्रोथ हैपेंड। पहले जो सिर्फ K10 या K12 का लर्निंग होता था, मल्टीपल अदर स्ट्रीम्स हैपेंड, अर्ली लर्निंग, स्कूल एजुकेशन, school tech, higher education, online degrees. So over a period of time, now it has become a big industry in itself. And my view is that for a country like ours, where we have so many students, such less educational infrastructure, be it schools or universities, if we need to educate our 250 million, 260 million students plus 100 million college going people, we need to have a solution where we don't need to invest in so much of capital expenditure building universities or school. Why can't we do it online using the great infrastructure of internet we have today? Whatever said and done, the internet penetration in India, जहाँ जो भी है, we are one of the best in the world. क्योंकि हमारा internet इतनी cheap होता है. So the whole idea was that why don't we use this internet infrastructure and a few good teachers to take the learning part and education part to the billions. ये था, and this was the journey and this was the thought behind it, and that's what I have always followed in my career, be it in initial days BYJUs or upgrad, and now again back to BYJUs.
जी, अब थोड़ा सा आप एजुकेटिंग अ बिलियन के बारे में बताइए, क्योंकि ये जो इसका कवर पे ही आपने जो चीज लिखी है वो है हाउ एडटेक स्टार्टअप्स ऐप यूट्यूब एआई डिसरप्टेड एजुकेशन। और जब मैं इसका ओपनिंग नोट पढ़ रहा था तो उसमें यू डू टॉक अबाउट द अप्स एंड डाउन्स ऑफ बायजूस आल्सो द कंपनी, जिससे आप बतौर छात्र भी जुड़े रहे और उसके बाद अब नाउ यू आर एट द हेल्म ऑफ दिस कंपनी। हम उन चीजों पर आएंगे। मेरा मकसद यहाँ पर जख्म कुरेदना नहीं है, लेकिन बतौर पत्रकार कुछ सवाल पूछना भी है जो कि जरूरी है, बिकॉज यू नो दिस इज ऑल्सो ये हुआ है। मैं सबसे पहले आपको ये जानना चाहता हूं, एजुकेटिंग अ बिलियन, इस किताब की आपको जरूरत क्यों महसूस हुई इसके बारे में बात करने की?
सो ये किताब मेरे माइंड में आया जब मैं अपग्रेड का सीईओ था, व्हेन वी वर, दिस इज द एंड ऑफ कोविड डेज। तो हुआ क्या था कि देयर वाज अ revolutionizing of education or the whole movement from offline to online happening before COVID also. But this sector was not in so much of the arena as it was in COVID. So COVID ke time pe, when schools shut down, coaching centers shut down, everyone started celebrating edtech as the next big thing. I mean, there were even people, analysts, investors who said that all schools will become cloud. It is just a matter of 5 or 10 years. Okay, abhi kya bolenge wo log pata nahi hai, but that is one reason why a lot of money started coming into edtech arena. Now, when money comes, typically what happens is that people start spending, and there was exuberant kind of investments, be it in marketing, be it in products, be it in people, whatever it is. Frankly, what I saw at that time is that the money which was put in did not really, or I would say the expectation which was created that कि हम जाके लोग बच्चों की जिंदगी चेंज कर लेंगे, उनको आउटकम देंगे, which is what finally the objective of education, right? You have to make the student successful. That is what it is. Yeah. What I saw by the end of COVID is that a lot of promises which implicitly edtech gave was not satisfied or fulfilled. What I mean is that students, did the marks of the students really improve, or did they become better individuals while they were doing online education while sitting at home? That promise was not really kept. And why I say that is that, see, again, it is not that 100% of the students in class also understand everything or successful. But the problem with COVID was that the promises, because of the investment which came in, the belief system or the hype which was created that सारे बच्चों का जिंदगी हम change कर लेंगे. And when you take such audacious promises, right, you are bound to run into problems. So I saw that phase come, end of COVID. I saw that children and parents were rushing back to offline, and questions were asked that ये सब करने के बाद भी outcome क्या था? And this is across. More of it got in the K-12 because that was where a lot of investment went. Now, the problem for a person like me who have been in edtech from the beginning is that when you do something like this, everyone starts pointing fingers at the sector, at the companies. See, all of these companies have done really good work. The kind of products they build, the kind of lives they change, there's no question about it. But ये एक phase आएगा ना, it is just a matter of, it is just the nature of the people that you will start finger pointing and only the bad things will be spoken about. So I felt that one way to express or give the truth of the matter and focus on the optimistic or positive things was to write a book about the journey of education and edtech in India. This is more like my perspective, where I'm telling everyone that yeah, it is all true. There's so much of issues there. I accept that now. But the fact of the matter is, this is an important sector. A lot of work has been done here. And it's important that this work has to be built up more. अगर हम सिर्फ नेगेटिव की बात करेंगे तो ये सब भूल जाएंगे लोग,
आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. बिल्कुल. अब मैं आपने एक बहुत जरूरी बात बोली, and that is going to form the bedrock of the subsequent questions. आपने जो सार मैं समझ पा रहा हूं आपके बोले का, कि एक इतनी लंबी छलांग मारने की कोशिश एडटेक ने की कि आप वो उम्मीदों को ना तो पूरा कर पाए बल्कि औंधे मुंह गिर भी गए. और ये सिर्फ बायजूस की बात नहीं है, जितने भी एडटेक में कंपनीज हैं उन सब के साथ ये कि जरूरत से ज्यादा आप ये कंक्लूड करेंगे कि एडटेक कंपनीज गॉट अहेड ऑफ देमसेल्व्स जिस स्ट्रक्चर के साथ, तो खास तौर से क्योंकि अब आप बायजूस में हैं, बायजूस को जिस तरीके से ग्रो करना था, एक मीटियोरिक राइज करने के चक्कर में आप वो फंडामेंटल्स या फाउंडेशन स्टोन, वो नींव तैयार नहीं कर पाए जिस पर आप और आगे ले जा सकते कंपनी को.
I mean, what you said is exactly what I meant, because I believe that an enterprise and a company, an industry needs time to build. Because जो हम बोल रहे हैं ना, we are trying to change the way people are doing things which they are used to for decades. ये इतना आसान नहीं है. Okay. तो इसके लिए टाइम लगता है, और जैसे आपने राइट बोला, इसके लिए नींव बनाना पड़ता है. इसके लिए लोगों को बोथ फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ प्रोडक्ट, फ्रॉम मार्केटिंग, फ्रॉम रिजल्ट्स, कॉन्फिडेंस देना पड़ता है, एग्जाम्पल्स देना पड़ता है. वी हैव टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. आई बिलीव दैट it is not that the modern day edtechs have not done a great job. They have done an incredibly good job. But I think the speed at which we wanted to go was too much for the base which was there. So and this is true, right? I mean, I'll take a parallel example. Private universities in India, right? Private universities, now we have some big and very successful private university, right? Manipal le lo, Amity le lo, all these universities, right? ये बनने के लिए, ये सेक्टर बनने के लिए 20 साल लिया था. And when they were starting, nobody believed that you could deliver quality at scale which any of these people are doing today. पहले तो यूनिवर्सिटी, जब हम IIT लिखते थे, सीट तो 500-600 ही होता था ना. And the belief was that the high quality was maintained only because you taught very small number of students. It is this private university system which taught that नहीं, हम स्केल में भी पढ़ा सकते हैं, और यहाँ पे भी माइक्रोसॉफ्ट और गूगल आके प्लेसमेंट करेगा तो करेगा ही. So point is, all this takes time, and especially in education, when you're doing school education and formal education, your cycle is 1 year. It takes you 1 year of time to prove that you're successful. So hence I think the speed at which we tried to go, and I wouldn't say there was anything wrong in that. अगर market पैसा दे रहे हो तो क्या problem है? We should have tried it. I'm not trying to put a blame on anyone, but what had happened is that pace should have been relooked at. Currently, good part is that everyone realizes it, and hence they are also taking a similar stance. It is all about rebuild today, where things are being relooked at it. Students it is now, the conversation is all about how do I make the student successful. Each category of student को कैसे हम सक्सेसफुल बना सकते हैं, उनकी मार्क्स इंप्रूव कैसे करवा सकते हैं, उनको इंटरेस्ट लेवल्स कैसे कर सकते हैं. जेई में रैंक करने के लिए क्यों लगता है कि तुम्हें दिल्ली जाना पड़ेगा या कोटा जाना पड़ेगा? Why is it that a student in the remote corners of Northeast or JNK also study using the same teacher, same quality through the internet and crack it? So that
आपको लगता है
if you
अर्जुन जी, आपको लगता है कि ये जो सारी चीजें आप बोल रहे हैं ये इक्वली एप्लीकेबल है बायजूस पर भी, कि कोविड के टाइम पर एकदम से बिना फाउंडेशन तैयार किए, बिना एक स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस तैयार किए, एक होड़ में लग गई थी ये कंपनी की जल्दी से जल्दी प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइज किया जाए और एक्सपैंड कर जाएं, कैप्चर कर जाएं। मैं आपको मिसाल के तौर पर यह बताऊं कि आप प्लेयर्स को एंडोर्स कर रहे हैं, आप टीम को एंडोर्स कर रहे हैं, आप फॉरेन प्लेयर्स को ब्रांड एम्बेसडर की तरह उसमें पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं, और यहां पर डू यू थिंक बायजूस ने इसको एक नोबल कॉज की जगह एक धंधे की तरह देखा, एक बिजनेस प्रोपोजिशन की तरह देखा? उसमें कोई हर्ज नहीं है, यू हैव टू मेक मनी, लेकिन
yes.
क्या वही सोल मोटिव बना करके आपने काम किया जिसकी वजह से यू सॉ द स्लंप?
Yeah. So first, I'll break the question into two. First thing is that the pace at which the organization went, or organizations, multiple edtech organization, well, including BYJUs, was not something which we could make things successful at from an outcome perspective. And that is, I don't need to say that. I mean, that is obvious. So and hence everyone is now. Yeah, that's why people are taking a step back and rebuilding it. But the other part you said, right, that is taking the money and keeping the sole focus on marketing, bringing in players or this thing, that I will not subscribe to, because I believe that if you want to build a education story which can go to large number of students and parents, finally the business proposition also should work. So प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन तो मैं बोलूंगा ही नहीं, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी तो अभी तो सारे के लिए अभी भी it is a long way to go. But the market capturing part is true. It was more about how do we dominate and become a dominating space. Again, as a businessman, right? You should take a step back and we should go back to the context. You had COVID, right? In my view, for online driven businesses or digital driven businesses, right, COVID was a once in a generation opportunity to show that you can be successful online and even can become better than offline. I'm not talking about education alone, right? Think about e-commerce or food delivery and all of this, right? Sab kuch ke liye, right? So from a businessman perspective, I wouldn't say that things which people did at that point was wrong or right. It's just how they saw was the opportunity when money was there. How do I convince people across the country in different socioeconomic schemes that this is the right solution for them? And celebrity promotion is a part of it. So yeah, I mean, you can always question that.
अर्जुन जी देखिए, सेलिब्रिटी प्रमोशन में बहुत सारी कंपनीज हैं, लेकिन मैं पहले इतना बड़ा हो जाऊं, इतना काबिल हो जाऊं, उसके बाद फिर मैं अगर मेरा इतना फाइनेंशियल सेंस बनता है कि मैं इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर से एंडोर्समेंट करूं या फिर इंडियन टीम को स्पॉन्सर करूं, तो वो इट इज गुड मार्केटिंग। सी, गोल्डन रूल, मेरे ख्याल आप सीईओ हैं, आपको ज्यादा पता होगा, जो हमने थोड़ा बहुत जाना है, यू मस्ट नेवर मार्केट अ बैड प्रोडक्ट, एंड अ गुड प्रोडक्ट मस्ट हैव अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस टू बी मार्केटेबल। इतनी थोड़ी सी चीज, आपको लगता है यहां पर बायजूस ने गलती की?
So first of all, the product is very good. Even today, right? If you see all the negative things which are told about companies, results, governance, other things, nobody even talks about anything wrong with the product. Product, abhi bhi, I can and assert that the products are pretty good. And that's the reason why also I wrote the book, right? Because in this noise, people should not forget the product. That is something which I insist upon. So product was always good. As you rightly said, right? Was this product mature enough to put so much of marketing? Was it product mature enough to give it to every kind of customer? That is a question which we should have asked at that time.
बहुत interesting assessment.
So that's what it is, right? Because think about it, right? I have an online product today. Take the example of this BYJUs tuition centers. Tuition centers is the first pure hybrid teaching product in the world, not even in India. Now, when I'm doing tuition centers in a metro, the parents say that this is great, क्योंकि मुझे अभी बच्चे को 1 hour का ड्राइव करके कोचिंग सेंटर नहीं ड्रॉप करना है, जब भी मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है ये ऑनलाइन ज्वाइन कर सकता है, एंड ही इज गेटिंग द सेम एक्सपीरियंस. सो द प्रोडक्ट रियली वर्क्स वेल देयर. आई गो टू अ tier 2 और अ tier 3 टाउन, द पेरेंट्स से दैट आप ऑनलाइन ही क्यों करना है, आप मेरे बच्चे को सेंटर ही से पढ़ा लो ना, क्योंकि मेरे पास टाइम है, मैं ही आ सकता हूँ बच्चे के साथ, एंड आई विल स्टे एंड वेट फॉर देम. सो द पॉइंट इज दैट the product also takes time to percolate to various socio-economic strata of the society, various parts of the country. If you do over marketing, to use that word, like the way you are also saying, right, you may end up trying to take care of a need which doesn't exist. It takes time for the need to flow from one place to another. Finally, all said and done, Amazon took decades to be profitable, right? It became profitable for the first time. So it is about that. Now,
नीड क्रिएट
what
की
is,
पहले उन्होंने.
yes, absolutely. Need over a period of, see, you will have to also convince, right? If you come and tell someone in India that the convenience is what this brings, for a person who has got 5 hours of time every day for free, वो सोचेगा कि ये convenience क्या है, मुझे तो कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है. For me, important thing is pricing, because that is what my constraint is. So that's how it works. I would say that's where the mistake was, and I mean, like, I am also party to that mistake. Everyone became exuberant and so much of money is given, and that's what happened.
एक्सट्रीमली
But I
ऑनेस्ट
think,
ऑफ यू, ये अच्छी बात है. आप मतलब एकदम निर्भीक होकर के बहुत ऑनेस्टली इस बात को कह रहे हैं, ये भी अपने आप में काबिले तारीफ है. द फर्स्ट स्टेप टुवर्ड्स सॉल्विंग अ प्रॉब्लम इज टू रिकॉग्नाइज देयर इज वन. अर्जुन जी, मैं अब कुछ चीजों स्पेसिफिकली आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ. सैकिंग ऑफ स्टाफ, इसको एक, जब आप ओवर मार्केटिंग करेंगे और उसके बाद फिर आपको रोल बैक करना पड़ेगा, तो फिर वो नेगेटिव मार्केटिंग, आपका एंड रिजल्ट बहुत खराब होता है, क्योंकि वो इंप्रेशन बहुत खराब देता है. तो ये भी उसी का रिजल्ट था कि आप इतना ज्यादा ग्रो कर गए कि फिर आपको कट करना पड़ा.
see, first of all,
What will
sacking
you
of
say
staff.
about layoffs?
No, I get it. So layoff is an extremely painful process, because finally these are individuals on whom you have invested in. It is not just about money investment, it's time investment, a lot of things. And every time you have to rebuild an organization and move people out, you are also losing your intelligence or memory of everything you have done, right? So from a business perspective, this is not something any business leader would like to do. It is mostly forced upon them. And the main reason for forcing upon is exactly what you said. We all thought that this can grow very high, and hence the scale up was massive. When you realize that it is more time to now go back and rebuild things, and you will be forced to come down. So this is, I am being honest about it. This is not something anyone wants to do, but it is something which has to happen, because an organization finally has to be sustainable.
नहीं, तो अब आप क्या कर रहे हैं कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सस्टेनेबली हो, और अब आप जब भर्ती करें तो कम से कम बायजूस में आने वाला कोई ये ना सोचे कि अब अगली छटनी में मैं भी साफ हो जाऊंगा. तो ये सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ के लिए बायजूस क्या कर रहा है?
So number one is the size of the organization, if you look at it, is at the level the business is at. That is, we always now build or rebuild as understanding that the business will pay for it. कभी भी ऐसा build मत करो saying that you will take investor money to pay for it. That doesn't work. And that operates in two levels. One is on the number of individuals you hire, and second is what salary you hire at. Only if you have that constraint and thought process is where you will take care of that. Okay, so that is what we are doing. Not only again, whatever I'm saying today is not just about BYJUs. That is what all the organizations
for everyone in this,
correct. Yeah, is doing currently when the what so-called investment winter has set in. Now you have to build businesses where your business pay for itself, and that's what the movement is towards.
जी अर्जुन जी, मेरा अगला सवाल है BYJUs का 1.2 बिलियन का लोन, जो कि आपके लिए एक सिरदर्द बन गया. Lenders have accused BYJUs of defaulting on payments. ये मामला न्यूयॉर्क के सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी गया. मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहता हूं कि इसको आप किस तरीके से देखते हैं, और अभी आपकी कंपनी इससे कैसे डील कर रही है?
Yeah, so what we are doing is that, as you rightly said, $1.2 billion loan. There is discussions happening on that. See, there is this was taken at a point when the company was looking at acquisitions. Some of the acquisitions happened, some of the acquisition did not happen. So there will have to be a discussion and an understanding on how to solve it off. That is happening in the present day things. And in our case, the founder is only driving that discussion. He's only directly talking to them. I am pretty hopeful that that will conclude on, and there is a timeline to it. Obviously, this is a debenture, and this is a loan, and there's a timeline to pay for it. So they are
क्योंकि जो
trying to
आरोप है ना
resolve.
अर्जुन जी जो आरोप है कि आप एक लॉसूट फेस कर रहे हैं जिसमें आप पर आरोप है कि आपने छुपाया $500 मिलियन का, जो कि करीब 4,134 करोड़ रुपए होता है, उसका अमाउंट जो है वो आपने एक यूएस फर्म है अल्फा और उसकी सब्सिडरीज में इस बात को आपने छुपाया, इस कंपनी ने छुपाया। ये बहुत गंभीर आरोप है।
So that's not exactly the case. So BYJUs Alpha was the company which got the loan done. It is that subsidiary which got done there. The lawsuit which you're talking about, right, was I mean, there has been, other than the fact that the control of BYJUs Alpha is with the lenders now, all the other parts of it, as far as I understand, the court has said that there are no problems and you guys should negotiate and decide on it. So legally speaking, still the discussions are on, and I'm very hopeful that we will conclude on a solution. Again, this is something the founder directly does, and hence I also don't want to divulge too much details of it, because I may also not be privy to the entire thing of it.
No, I understand. उसके बाद फिर देखिए प्रवर्तन निदेशालय, एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट, एक रेड भी हुई थी, द कॉम्प्लेक्सेस वर सर्च्ड। ये पूरा जब सर्च हुआ था बायजू रविंद्रन के घर पे, बेंगलोर बेस्ड घर पे, उसके बाद भी फेमा वायलेशन को लेकर के तमाम आरोप लगे। ये सब कंपनी किस तरीके से डील कर रही है? आपको लगता है ये सब उसी की देन है जब आप बहुत तेजी से ग्रो करना चाहते थे और नहीं करना चाहिए था?
See, FEMA, ED, all these things, I think we have done a detailed assessment to the press also on what do we think about it. A show cause notice have come, and we have given detailed feedback to the ED authorities on what the stance is with documentation. So that's also happening. Again, we have full confidence on the loss of the land, and hence we will conclude on it the right way. But to answer the second part of your question, right, I think all of this, to some extent, is coming from there only, that we tried to move very fast, and maybe at that time that was the right thing to do, but now there are multiple other things coming which is an offshoot of it.
जी अर्जुन जी, देखिए ये इसलिए गंभीर है क्योंकि आरोप ये है कि कंपनी हैड नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड इट्स फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स इन द फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2020-2021 and has not got the accounts audited, which is mandatory. अब ये तो भाई आप जितने भी फास्ट ग्रो करना चाहें, जो लॉज ऑफ द कंट्री हैं, आपको वो उनका तो पालन करना ही पड़ेगा।
Yeah, so Sanket ji, FY21 audit or FY22 audit, there were delays, but it was not that this was anything which was not allowed as per the law. I mean, there is a provision which says that, or a guideline which says that it has to be filed within a particular time. But if you don't file, there is also an option to do it with a buffer. So what company did was, we ended up filing it delayed, but now it is done, both FY21 and FY22. We are hoping that FY23 will happen in time, and इसीलिए बहुत focus है इसके ऊपर। ये सारे, so this is why I said that ED का जो भी issues which were reported, right, we had created a detailed feedback on what are the provisions and what is our explanation to it. This has been handed over to ED, and I think there is a certain level of confidence that this issue can be solved out.
दो और सवाल, आई मस्ट से, ये कठिन प्रश्न जो हैं वो आप मतलब यू आर टेकिंग इट ऑन द चिन, which is a good sign for the company. दो आखिरी सवाल, एक आरोप आपके ऊपर नेशनल कमीशन फॉर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ चाइल्ड राइट्स की तरफ से भी लगा, जिन्होंने ये कहा कि ये जो एडटेक कंपनी है, इट इज एलिजिडली परचेजिंग फोन नंबर्स ऑफ किड्स और उनके पेरेंट्स को धमका रहे हैं, आप थ्रेटन कर रहे हैं कि उनका भविष्य खराब कर दिया जाएगा। कुछ इसी तरीके की शिकायत ये भी आई थी कि लोगों को एनरोल करने के लिए कि वो और बच्चे लाएं और बच्चे लाएं, बहुत अग्रेसिव तरीके से ये चीज हो रही थी। ये जो बच्चों वाला मामला है अर्जुन जी, आपको नहीं लगता है ये बहुत ज्यादा गंभीर है, और इसमें आपका क्या स्पष्टीकरण है?
Yeah. So first of all, these allegations which had come, right? That I mean, there's the data purchase and other things that I can confirm that there is absolutely nothing like that, and this is already proven and and like resolved. We are a product where we get very large number of people coming to our website, our app, because अभी भी अगर आप हिंदुस्तान में देखा जाए, this is the place student goes when they have a doubt and other things. When the students come to these products, obviously our team reaches out saying that would you be interested in the product and other things. So that's what we only reach out to customer who have given us permission and clearly that this is my phone number and I am looking for a product. So वो तो resolved है. दूसरी बात जो आप बोल रहे हैं कि I mean, like there was cases where the parents were threatened. I mean, I don't think a company which is trying to sell education will try to threaten the parents, because finally everything is decided by them only. At the same time, I also want to say that this was a company which had a very large sales force earlier, and we used to resort to assisted selling, where the people were going and meeting the parents or on phone talking. There may have been there have been small number of stray cases wherein a salesperson or the parent may have an argument on certain things, and that I would rather see that as an outcome of a large sales force. And I mean, that whole point you said, right, in our aggression to grow very very aggressively, some kind of these things happen. But these are very small incidents, stray incidents, which again, each of this have been deliberated upon and resolved already. To ensure that these kind of things doesn't happen in future, we have also introduced a lot of technology on our sales process now. There are detailed audits of it. So first of all, now the team reaches out to the parent through auto dialer driven system, where everything is controlled by a central system. Second, every communication, whether it's phone or video call, is recorded and audited. We are using a lot of AI to do that. So even and wherever we see issues, before it becomes bad, we take action immediately. Hence, these kind of issues cannot happen in future. I would say that again, it was huge growth and we did not have the systems to put the right controls on it. Now those are acts of the past and will not happen again.
तो आप अपनी गलतियों से सीखे हैं, और शायद ये भी गलती थी कि जब 2500 लोगों को निकाल रही थी कंपनी, तो लायनल मेसी को आपने जो ब्रांड एम्बेसडर अपना बताया, एंड दैट होल थिंग बिकेम रियली मेसी. तो क्या अब अर्जुन मोहन ये दावा करेंगे कि बायजूस कुछ अब ऐसा नहीं करेगी दैट थिंग्स बिकम मेसी? क्योंकि आप जो चीज अचीव करना चाहते हैं उसका एकदम विपरीत, उसका एकदम ऑपोजिट होता है. आप सोचिए 2500 लोग निकल रहे हैं और यहाँ लायनल मेसी ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बनना है पता नहीं कितने करोड़ों रुपए में. तो
क्या नाउ दिस इंसिडेंट, I remember this incident. The problem is that this deal, and I think Baiju had mentioned about it in one of his interview, the deal with FIFA and Messi and all happens months ago. It is all sealed, and by the time the execution was there, company ran into tough waters, and then that is where the layoff was happening. Now it is unfortunate that the execution of this and the layoff happened at the same time. So that was, I would say that was unfortunate. But yeah, we have all, we have all become prudent and wise with time, with our mistakes, and that's what we are trying to ensure that this will not happen again.
Not happen again मतलब ब्रांड एंडोर्समेंट्स नहीं होंगे, या फिर पहले नींव तैयार की जाएगी, उसके बाद you will endorse what you can support?
No, so I will this is finally an academic education company. I believe that the complete focus of this company should be key. How do a student who has potential to do good reaches their maximum potential? And that is the need which you're talking about, right? You get that right, everything else is fine. right? Now, I mean, so uske baad, when we think that we are ready, there's no problem in doing brand endorsement. These celebrities, I have at least seen that they are big in this country. Okay, if you want to take a great product and message to every part of the country, you should be ready for things like that. There's absolutely no problems in that. But first, ensure that you are doing the right thing for that student and the parent. You do that right, then everything else will fall in line.
मुझे बहुत मजा आया अर्जुन मोहन जी आपसे बात करके, और आपने मतलब जो जिस बेबाकी से बात की, दैट टू एट अ पॉइंट वेयर योर कंपनी इज एटलीस्ट कुछ वीडियोस देख करके ऐसे लगता है दैट एडटेक सेक्टर में बायजूस इज पब्लिक एनिमी नंबर 1. आपको थ्रैश किया जा रहा है बिल्कुल, और वो शायद उसी एग्रेशन का एक काउंटर था, जो एग्रेशन एक वक्त आपने दिखाया था, उसके बाद अब वो खबरों में भी दिख रहा था. कंपनी के लिए आगे क्या? इफ यू कुड सम अप इन 2, 3 और 4 पॉइंट्स दैट अर्जुन मोहन के दिमाग में और बायजू रविंद्रन के दिमाग में इस कंपनी का फ्यूचर इस तरीके से है, दैट आई विल डू दिस 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 एंड दिस टू बिगिन विद.
Yeah. So number one, we are continuously deploying technology to make learning more outcome oriented. Abhi, in the last few years, lot of work has happened in AI driven unstructured learning. Okay. So abhi ka students बहुत different है. ये लोग YouTube से पढ़ते हैं more than the teachers. Okay. They are interested more in asking, which is an important question which will come for tomorrow's examination, than trying to learn the concept. So to teach them, first of all, you have to answer them and then take them through a journey wherein they will learn a concept also. So we have done a lot of work on the product side of it. We are very excited about the new AI-driven things which are coming in the product, which will really change the life on how a student will learn. So that's number one. Number two is organization. I mean, at every level of the organization, now we are deploying technology in a big way to make people be more efficient and at the same time enjoy their work. And number three is there are 2-3 big ideas on hybrid learning which we are working on. We think that hybrid is the future because students finally keep changing their ideas on क्या online आज offline पढ़ना है, नहीं बोर हो गया, अभी online पढ़ लेंगे, नहीं अभी बोर हो गया. So we should move along with the student, and that's when the outcome will happen. So a lot of things are happening on that. So these are the 2-3 big ideas which we are working on.
और इसी को आप कहेंगे द न्यू बायजूस का फाउंडेशन.
Yes.
जो नया बायजूस बनेगा, लर्निंग फ्रॉम द पास्ट मिस्टेक्स, ये उसकी नई फाउंडेशन.
Yeah. See, नया बायजूस तो already in place है. Foundation अभी I would say that largely it is also in place. It is more now about getting to the students, giving them this product, getting the feedback, keep improving them. It's an ongoing process which may take a few months. So the base you're talking about, the need you're talking about, is finally the product which is going to make that big changes. And what is this product finally doing? It is basically taking the teachers to larger number of students. So we are really looking at now talking more about academics, teachers, and technology, which will make the entire process much more
Any
interesting.
timeline? पहले तो आपने 1 साल में 1.5 साल में धूम मचाने की कोशिश की, अब कोई टाइमलाइन है कि इतना टाइम लगेगा, 4 साल लगेंगे, 3 साल लगेंगे, कुछ तो एक आइडिया होगा आपको, क्योंकि it's a slow moving process.
Yeah. The product and all will happen quickly. But the problem is that that's always the first cut. You will keep having to improve on the product. And the problem with education as a product is you have to wait for a year to see whether you are successful or not. So I would not want to put a timeline on it. I would like to rather put my heads down and execute and see when is the right time when it arrives.
Arjun Mohan ji, I must say that I don't think you look very old. But however old you are, you're seriously wise beyond your years. बहुत मजा आया आपसे बात करके अर्जुन जी, और बायजूस के बारे में एक नया पर्सपेक्टिव देखने को मिला. एंड what is worth admiring is that a company has realized that it has gone wrong and it is willing to correct itself. बहुत धन्यवाद अर्जुन मोहन जी समय निकालने के लिए. द ऑथर ऑफ एजुकेटिंग अ बिलियन. लोग किताब जरूर पढ़ें, और EdTech is an important part. Thank you very much, Arjun ji, समय निकालने के लिए.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanket ji. Thank you so much. Thank you.